Hello everyone, Jimmy is with you as always, and today I return to you with new stories. Put likes, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to leave comments. I appreciate your support, and we are starting. First story today from the user. Bridesmaid ultimatum, let's listen. The people in this story are my best friend Jane, her brother Elliot, and his girlfriend of 2 years, Kathy. Jane is marrying her fiancé Tom in July, and she asked me to be her maid of honor. This was sort of expected, as Jane is essentially a sister to me. I was surprised, however, that she asked her brother's girlfriend, Kathy, to be a bridesmaid. Jane later confided that Kathy had kind of pressured her into it, and she had done it to make Elliot happy. The issue is, Kathy hates me. Like, seriously hates me. She blames me for all the issues she has with Elliot and Jane's parents, and for her not having a better friendship with Jane. She also thinks I am trying to steal Elliot from her. I'm not, but also cannot handle whenever he and I disagree on anything, and will go way overboard defending him and arguing with me. I was determined to put this all aside for Jane, though this was actually not going too badly. But last weekend we went to a bridal shop to choose bridesmaid dresses. Jane mentioned that she wanted me and Elliot to walk down the aisle together, and Kathy lost it. She called me desperate, crazy, a pick-me, a fake, fat, and a bunch of other things. Looking back, I probably should have said more than I did, but at that moment, I could see how everyone was looking at her, and I didn't want them looking at me the same way, so I literally just said, yeah, I'm not dealing with this. Either she's out or I am, and picked my stuff up and left. I apologized to Jane for the drama and offered her a long weekend of babysitting and some flowers to make up for it, and she accepted. So we're okay now. Because of this, Jane has said that Kathy can't be a bridesmaid anymore because she wants me as maid of honor. This has caused issues with Kathy and Elliot by extension. Both Elliot and Kathy have apologized and said Kathy will behave better for all the wedding events, but I'm not willing to budge. Jane's mother and my mother both think I should drop the ultimatum, and I don't want to make things hard on Jane, so I'm rethinking. But I know there's other things she will try to cause issues with me over, and I just don't know how long I can keep being the bigger person with her. So AITA for causing this drama? Author update the story. So I saw a lot of people saying they wanted an update, and people were really kind offering advice, so thought I would provide some closure on this saga. I decided that it would be best to speak to Jane and confirm how she wanted to play it. I told her, as much as I don't want to deal with Kathy, I'm not seriously going to stick to the ultimatum. Jane said she is definitely not having Kathy as a bridesmaid, and that she's sorry it even came to me having to say that. We agreed that Jane would handle any questions about Kathy and say that it wasn't about my ultimatum. On Jane and the bridesmaid thing, a lot of people were saying her aesthetic choice didn't make sense, and you were partially correct. She admitted she mostly just didn't want Elliot and Kathy to be photographed together. I told her she's a complete unwise affectionately for not telling me because we could have prepared this better. Elliot and I also met up to talk. He explained that Kathy has a bad relationship with her family. That's why she was really hoping to bond with his. He also said she has a lot of insecurities and that she projected a lot of these issues onto me. As for why, he shed some light on this too. Elliot's best friend, my family by marriage, shared some things with her and kind of over-egged some stories, and it set Kathy on this path of thinking I was Regina George, basically. Elliot has tried to correct her, but she won't hear it. As for her thinking I'm trying to steal him, some of you were right. She does think that my hanging out with his family means I must not dislike him as much as I say. She thinks because I have a history of dating people close to him, 2 people years apart, that I must secretly like him. Elliot agrees. This is crazy, but Kathy just won't let go of this idea. As for us walking together, I said I would support him asking Jane if he could walk with another bridesmaid, but that if she insists, I'm going to be on her side. And Elliot agreed that was fair. He said he's been trying to be understanding of her issues, but he sees now it was wrong to force the bridesmaid issue, and he's going to focus on helping Kathy in a way that doesn't involve everyone else from now on. I left it there in regards to Kathy because it's not my place to comment. Our conversation actually turned out to be pretty productive. Elliot and I aired out a lot of things from when we were kids that I guess were overdue. a conversation. We'll never be best friends, but we are getting a joint Father's Day gift for his dad. So that's something I'm still going to be as civil to Kathy, because honestly, she clearly has a lot bigger issues than whatever issues she has with me, and adding to it just seems pointless. That's that. All's well that end decently, all things considered. We will definitely be watching her for any drama at the wedding, but for now, that's it. What I think about Story. So this unstable woman envies your life, or at least parts of it, and blames you being in the picture for not having those things. And you want to egg her on by going halfsies on a Father's Day gift with her boyfriend? If Kathy ever asks to meet up with you so she can bury the hatchet, don't go. Seriously, with this level of derangement, that woman is going to end up as the subject of some true crime podcast. Let's hear what comment the user left and what the author replied to it. While I get the whole situation, Elliot seems at best careless about his relationship. While it's easy to dismiss his actions under the lens of Kathy being a bad person, and at least some of the family hoping they'll break up, the reality is that currently Kathy is his partner of 2 years. Unless they're already on the brink of breaking up in this case, he should hurry up and end this drama. She might be around for a long time. Let's pretend Elliot never met Kathy, and he's been with Anna, who's a kind, charming, intelligent woman. It's unthoughtful of him to make plans to buy a gift for his father together with a female family friend while excluding Anna. And as much as you consider yourself a part of their family, it would have been more thoughtful if you had declined this gift arrangement for Anna's sake. Maybe you could have advised Elliot to include Anna in the joint gift, or to buy the gift with Anna and not you. Not to do so is disrespectful of their relationship. Anna is being robbed of an opportunity to bond with the FIL. She's being shoved to the sidelines. For that matter, it seems Elliot didn't bother smoothing things out between his family and Anna. They're civil but somewhat cold to her. The sister is rooting for them to break up. Anna doesn't make a fuss about it, but might be starting to wonder if she'll ever be accepted, if she'll ever be good enough. Elliot just goes on doing whatever he wants without a care about Anna's feelings. Anna is a secure woman, so eventually she realizes Elliot is sloppy and she deserves better. But Kathy won't, because instead she clings to him and lashes out at perceived threats, never blaming him. So perhaps it is to Elliot's benefit that Kathy is the way she is. Assuming she's always acted this way and they're already together for 2 years, they might as well make it to 20. I don't think it's weird not to include her in a joint gift for Father's Day, considering that's not a role he fills in Elliot's GF's life. Birthday, sure, but she wouldn't be expected to be included to a Father's Day gift anyway. And that's not even mentioning that Elliot's dad actually hates her. I'm not condoning the way he acts, because it's just over and above how far I would ever take things, but he literally will not speak to her. It would be bizarre for her to try and bond with him at this point. Elliot cares a lot about Kathy's feelings. He cares a lot about the feelings of all the women in his life, and it leads him to being a bit spineless where women are concerned. He lets Kathy act how she wants, and his mother act how she wants, and my mother act how she wants. He won't say anything to any of them. I'm literally the only woman he will ever have argument with. He can be a very exacting person, but the second someone's got bra, he folds like a paper doll. He could have told Kathy to knock off the crazy from day one, but he never would. And if Anna were real, no one would have disliked her in the first place. People keep their distance from Kathy because she's unpleasant. The second story from user Electronic Hurt, let's listen. I 25 male, moved in with my girlfriend, 24 female, of 4 years, 3 weeks ago. She chose the place, and although her name is on the lease, I paid half of the deposit and paid the first month of rent as she couldn't afford it. I also paid the first month of bills. She works part-time and has some savings she used to furniture the place according to her taste, despite my objections. I felt she overspent and the money could have been better spent on other things. She had a few friends over on Monday when I came home. She had ordered food, and as I normally come home from work at 5, she was surprised to see me there an hour earlier. They were a little drunk, and one of her friend made strange comments, which I thought nothing of due to the alcohol, as I went to the bathroom to shower. When I came out from the shower, her other friends and sister was quoting me poetry that I had written to my GF, and was quite handsy. I found it odd and asked her where she had heard that. She goes, "We just read your love letters to her before watching a movie." My girlfriend was laughing with them. Her sister made a remark about how she wanted me to do her the way I do her sister because she had never felt that way. I was furious, but due to her drunkenness, thought it impossible to talk to her. I left for my mother's house. On Tuesday, she called me 17 times, but I ignored it. She also sent many texts wanting to know why I wasn't home. On Wednesday, I told her in person how hurt I was for her sharing my intimate letters with her friends and for oversharing what we do in private. She said, "Relax, it was a joke, and nobody got hurt." She said the girls were impressed with me, and that is why they got a little handsy. She said once I gave her the letters, they were hers to share with whom she pleased. So I told her that I am my own person and can make the decision to not share more of myself with her. Today, she came to my mother's apologizing. She wanted me to come back and talk it out with her. I told her no, and that we were through. She wouldn't leave, so I drove to my father's place, where I am now. She kept texting me and telling me that I should be ashamed of myself for leaving her like that. She got her friends and sister to apologize to me, and they told me to quit playing games and go home now that they had apologized. I told them I was home and that as my name was not on the lease and I wasn't respected as an equal in her home, I no longer wanted to be with her. Luckily for me, I hadn't moved most of my stuff there. She kept phoning and texting, and I blocked her. She then made a mutual male friend of ours contact me and tell me that I was being a about it, so I blocked him too. Then his girlfriend texted me and told me not to take things out or proportion. I am almost certain I did the right thing, but maybe I should talk it out with her before cutting all contact. TA, she follows my main. Author update the story. After reading a lot of the advice here and talking it out with my family and friends, it seems it's best to not continue my relationship. I haven't contacted her directly, but I went with my brother and my friend, while she went to visit her parents' pre-booked trip. I collected my things and gave my brother the key to give to her Friday evening. She wouldn't take it from him as she wanted me to return it. My brother told her there was zero chance of that happening because of the TikTok post she had on her account, going into more details about what was in the letters from me, including her mentioning my sister by name and her miscarriages. This forced my sister to tell my mother about it, even though it brought up a lot of trauma for her. At the moment, my sister is not talking to me because she felt I shouldn't have shared that with anyone. I agree. It was a violation on my part, even though I was looking for emotional support from my girlfriend. My ex took down the post in hopes of getting me to meet with her. When she realized that wouldn't happen, she put up another one telling her side of the story. There were several parts, and in it, she was looking for the letters to show her followers. But I knew where she kept them and took them while I went to collect my stuff. I burnt all of them. I won't be writing letters to any new romantic partners anytime soon. Her sister has been to my mother's a few times, trying to get me to help out with the rent, as according to my ex's reasoning. If I hadn't agreed to pay for the rent, she wouldn't have overspent on setting up her home the way she wanted. Even if she sells the stuff, she won't get the original price for it, so she feels it's my fault for making her lose money. She did contact the landlord filmed for her TikTok viewers while she was on the phone to him, and he denied her breaking the lease without penalties. She has to pay the remainder of the months. I asked her for my deposit through my friend while he was on the loudspeaker to her, so I could hear her side without having to speak, knowing full well I wouldn't get my part, but at least he tried. She called him a lot of names, then phoned him back and apologized because she wanted him to tell me to phone her so she could straighten out the misunderstanding, and we could get back together. She has now taken down all the posts about me. Don't know if she will upload them again once it dawns on her that we are through. She phoned my brother again to make me speak to her so she could explain, and he met her a few hours ago. He finally gave her the key, as she was told. Either she could take it or we would return it to the landlord. He picked up a call from her an hour after he dropped off the keys. She wanted to talk to me and to forgive her, as she had seen how she made a mistake and that it wouldn't happen again. She wanted me to return the love letters, but my brother told her they were burnt. She had a go at him, so my brother cut her off. She phoned back more apologetic and said what she had to do to make me go back. He asked her if she would be okay with me sharing her photos and clip she has sent me with my male friends. He asked her this without okaying it with me first. She said she wouldn't be okay with it. I guess the double standard has completely turned me off, as she told my brother that if you receive something through a romantic relationship, then it stay between four eyes. It's not that she doesn't understand that what she did is wrong. It's that she expects me to be okay with it, as in, her mind, her feelings matter more in the relationship. She also thinks that me being taller and bigger than her shouldn't have felt threatened by her friends or sisters, as I was not really in harm's way. He then blocked her as she phoned him several times over and left him crying messages, and then some angry messages to delete her photos. Her sister left an angry message with the friend that helped me with asking for the deposit, and she threatened him that if I ever leaked her photos, I wouldn't live to regret it. She told him to pass on the message to me that there is something. She is very insecure about sharing about her body, and she doesn't want me to share that without her consent. I am getting a new number, as I can do so with my current payment plan. I am going forward from this and hoping that I make better decisions in the future. Thank you to all that helped me with good advice. What I think about it? I'm sorry that happened to you. Please don't stop being the sweet, emotionally available man you are. Don't let a few hood rats ruin it for the rest of women. You are going to find someone that appreciates your effort and keeps your heart safe. Good luck, and for God's sakes, tell your family to stop taking her calls. User commented this story. Oh brother, congratulations for getting rid of that double standard cancer who is still trying her hardest to wave her claws at you and whoever sides with you. Move forward, have a better life, and only write love letters once you've asked for someone's hand for marriage. Thank you for watching to the end. I'm waiting for your comments under the video, and see you today in the second part of the video. Bye.